Go. So, welcome Lochi, and welcome everybody who's taken the time out to hop on this call. I'm super excited. This is our second one we've done in a row, 2 days in a row. And the first call, the recording's around for anybody who wants to find it or share it. And that one, we really zoned in on how this program, our program, works really well for PTs. And when you have someone like Lochi, who's such an experienced PT, nearly 20 years in the industry and gets amazing results, then who better to explain to others about how this program can really work. So that was the call from yesterday. And now today what we're doing is just going into the program a little bit more and how it works, and from Lochi's perspective, why he's chosen it, and a few ins and outs about the program. So I'm sure that we have a mixture of people on the call. So I can see here we've got Barbara, Chelsea, Sharon. Welcome everybody. And what I also find is that during the call there'll be other people that'll hop on, and then there'll be those of you who are watching it recorded as well, so seeing it at a later stage. So the purpose of this call, as I say, is just to give you that little bit of an insight into our products, but from the perspective of someone who has so much credibility as an experienced PT. Okay, so I'm going to start by just sharing my screen. And that's not really what I want to share. Just hang on 1 second. There we are. There we are. Okay. So here he is, the man himself. I love this photo, so I thought we'd just start with that. So I'm really proud to be introducing Lochi on this call. Before I go any further, I just want to take a couple of seconds to go through our disclaimer. So basically the important thing, and I feel really proud to be part of a company that actually really promotes its disclaimer. So what that's saying is, in very simple terms, one thing is that everybody is different. So when we're talking about results, and Lochi is going to talk about some real results on this call, that's not necessarily what is going to happen to you when you go on the program, or to someone else that you're recommending it to, because everybody is different. And the other thing is that we can't ever talk about curing, preventing, or diagnosing any diseases or anything like that. So you'll find that we will very often refer to a brilliant website which is called Isagenix Health, and ask people to do their own research, or of course Isagenix products, where you can go through that and you can find every single ingredient in an Isagenix product. So that's why we really feel that's important to cover that off first. And so I'm going to introduce Lochi to you now and start with this slide. And if Lochi, if you have anything else to add to that disclaimer, please feel free to jump in and add that. What I want to say about this slide is that the question that I so often get asked is that how can the same program work for weight loss, energy, performance, and healthy aging? How can someone, and we just saw on the stage in the US, 400-pound club. So how can this product help someone lose 400 pounds, but at the same time help a weightlifter or someone who's really got high-level performance goals to achieve? You know, how does that actually work? So I'm going to start with 2 questions of Lochi. Lochi, please give everybody a little bit of background to yourself, and also let's go into that as to how this amazing program is able to cover all of those 4 areas. And while you tell them about yourself, I'll just flick back to your pick. Okay, over to you.
Thanks, Heather. Yeah, great to see everybody here. Great to be on and sharing the love as we do. Background on myself, yeah, as Heather mentioned, this is my 20th year as a fitness professional. I've taught in the fitness colleges to train up new personal trainers, to qualify them after having been a trainer for about 6 or 7 years at that stage, and put a lot of focus into education and really enjoyed that process. At the same time, had my own studio and built that up here up on the Sunshine Coast. and built at the time was the largest standalone personal training business in Queensland. I was 26 when I sold that business and made my way through onto Melbourne. And I started another studio in Melbourne and worked for the Victorian Fitness Academy and became their head of education. And that's where I met a good friend who later would become my Isogenics buddy, Danny Catania, as we were lecturing together in a nutrition program that we put together for the diploma course for the Victorian Fitness Academy. So yeah, then I got a bit tired of the cold and missed my friends and came back to the Sunshine Coast and thawed out for a little bit. And now my main focus in my business is both my online business and my Isogenics business to provide the best nutrition, of course, and advice and education that I possibly can, to complement the best training that I possibly can to ensure that people get the best results. That's me. How was that? Oops, can't hear you, Heather. You're on mute. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, that's all right. I have a tendency to do that. Sorry, guys. Okay, so yeah, Lochi, as I said before, this slide really, to me, depicts the diversity of this program. So from your perspective, you know, why and how is it that this program can cover so many different areas of results?
It's a good question. I think when it comes to weight loss, a lot of the time we have this concept that it's just about eating less food. And so when we see a person that is obviously going through a weight loss program, we might assume that they're just eating limited amounts of food and maybe doing some form of basic activity. And how then could we give the same program to an athlete? Well, the truth is we wouldn't give the same program to an athlete, because an athlete would be doing other things that are going to be a little bit different to the person who has weight loss focus. For instance, they're going to be training differently. They're going to be eating a lot more food on top of what they're going to be doing with their Isogenics plan. But the core thing that Isogenics will provide for both ends of the spectrum is great nourishment so that the body can become the best version of itself. So a weight loss person is not so much trying to just go without in an attempt to lose weight. They're trying to become fit and healthy and efficient, and so that their body burns fat as a primary source of energy. Now, athletes usually have that down pat, but what Isogenics can do for them is then provide the nourishment to build the muscle, to improve the metabolism even more so, to improve their performance to another level again. So it's really about nourishment and giving the body what it needs, rather than trying to suggest that they're on the same plan. They're both using the products in different ways to get a really great result in the direction that they want to go. And it's a great, great program to do that, for sure.
Awesome. So absolutely. So it's the same products but used in a different way, and yeah, that's so true. And I know that you're an expert in helping people to adapt the program to suit their needs. So.
Sorry, Heather, you're on pause again, mate. Sorry.
Don't apologise, it should be me who's saying sorry. Okay, so for me, this slide really explains in real layman's terms the three core parts of this program at whatever level we're using it. You know, flooding the body with good nutrition, cleansing the body, and helping the body handle stress. So I'm curious to hear how you explain this and how you talk about the whole body experience as far as when you work with the program.
Yeah, sure. And I like to think of these particular products as foundation products to, if you can imagine, like a table has legs, that if it were that one of the legs were pulled out from underneath it, the table would lose its stability. So when I get often asked, you know, what's the best product? You know, I think it's not so much one product that's a standalone stand out, if you will, but more the synergy of the products that when they work together, they achieve a wonderful result. So with the Isoline shake, there's a lot of effort put into creating this wonderful complete meal that doesn't just give us a whack of protein, which we know is so important in every weight loss plan that's out there, or every muscle building plan, to both protect muscle and also to provide what we know as the fat releasing enzymes. Protein makes fat releasing enzymes. If you can imagine, easy way to remember that is just basically, you remember those Omo ads that we'd see with active enzymes that clean your clothes? Basically, enzymes will help to speed a reaction in something. And so the fat releasing enzymes help to speed the fat loss process by being able to pull the fat out of the fat cell and pump it into the bloodstream so we can use it as energy. So in every weight loss plan, we've got good quality protein as a basis for that plan. In every muscle building plan or athletic plan, we have protein as a baseline to protect muscle and to do the same thing, to continue to use fat as a main source of energy. But that's only one very specific part of it. It's the balance of the different nutrients and the fibers and the vitamins and minerals and probiotic that are all pumped into the shake that create this complete meal. I don't like to call it a meal replacement. Personally, I'm just a stickler for trying to create some balance in an industry where there seems to be a divide as to people take shakes or they eat real food. And I'd rather not get involved with that and suggest that we're really doing both. And if we complement both whole foods and a really great quality shake, then we're not sitting on the fence and we're not taking sides. We're really complementing both worlds. And I think that's what this shake does magnificently. And so that's obviously going to be a really cool product there. Something that's very different that we do better than any other brand or any product is that we promote cleansing. So we've got the Cleanse for Life there, which is a wonderful assistance in getting through the cleanse. And often people have a bit of an objection to using supplements throughout an intermittent fasting period, which is what we implement with our Isogenics program, because they would suggest that the body does it itself. The liver goes through and cleanses. You don't need to add products to assist this process. And they're absolutely true. We can get a wonderful cleanse from not using any products, but the products make the process so much more easy to endure and to get through. It makes it much more of a pleasure, and it is a lot less strenuous on the body to go through and utilize the products to be able to enhance the process, which is a very natural process of intermittent fasting. So its basis is on aloe vera and very basic ingredients that are just really soft and create they don't allow for the blood sugar levels in the body to drop too quickly, so that we kind of feel like the walking wounded when we're on a cleanse, which is what a lot of people will feel. Hence why we have to make sure that we add natural sugars to it to kind of complement that process, so as to make sure that we don't dip down too low. So we have this periodically throughout the course of the day, just to bump those sugar levels up and to maintain hopefully a conscious state, so that we're not feeling the pinch too much. And then we've got over on the left-hand side, I've got a Hornet, which is a wonderful product that is going to help us to de-intensify any stress in our body. So generally it adapts the adaptogens that are the main base of ingredients, which are a combination of different ingredients, which basically help to de-stress or to de-intensify anything that we're experiencing that the body is going overboard with. So for instance, if you're feeling the pinch and you're getting a little bit wound up, Ionics can take the edge off that. If you're looking at wanting to do a workout and want to ramp yourself up, it also sort of caters to that and sort of steps you up to match that level of intensity that you want. So it's a really great product to be able to really balance the body, and it's great for active recovery as well too. So these three are really important. So which one's the best one? There is no best one. They're all a wonderful combination of products that together they form an amazing, effective system.
Fantastic. Look, I can't, I don't even want to say any more as a summary of that summary, Lochi, because I really think that if people can get what you've just said about those three core, as you said, it's like the legs of the table. It's the core products that's absolutely brilliant. We'll just quickly whiz through. So as you say, this is the most brilliant product, has so much in it. there was something you said to me the other day when we met up, and it's really rung true with me, and that is that we can get very excited about adding other things into our shakes to, just change them. And we talked about bananas, and I talked about my avocado and all those kind of things. And you said something that's actually really changed my way of thinking about adding extra things in and how it messes with the balance of the shake. So hence I haven't been putting my avocado in there anymore, but I still put my cinnamon, my turmeric and my ginger in there.
Yeah, look, I mean, we love so many different healthy additives, don't we? I mean, this is how I think our conversation sort of unfolded, Heather, where we were talking with a few of the PTs there as well too, where all of the food that we're suggesting that we could put in our shake is all really nutritious food. But there is a line that we draw with nutrition and nourishing the body and body transformation. So if a person's looking at wanting to achieve results on their body that they can see, feel, and other people notice, then we have to be fairly careful about not overdoing our nutritious food. Even though it may be nutritious, it's still going to go to work in the body and be stored as fat if it is that we overdo it. So regardless of whether or not it's a good fat or whether it's a nutritious food, we still have to keep tabs on how much we're consuming, because I think we worked out, you can put, your turmeric and your banana and a few oats and, some goji berries, and all of a sudden you've got yourself a 900 calorie shake, So it's a different 240 calories or 280 calories, which is what both the Isoline and Isoline Pro shakes are. So yeah, it's just
great. Thank you for reinforcing that. Okay, and of course we have the dairy-free. So any comments you want to throw in here on the dairy-free for those people who want to be plant-based?
Yeah, look, I think that the plant-based is a wonderful mix. I'm a big fan of whey protein if people can get a chance to get whey protein into their bodies, just because of the hormonal influence that it can promote. But look, if your preference is plant-based, well then this is a fantastic product to be able to use. And I actually think it's a wonderful product to rotate as well too, to give you a bit of a break from the dairy stuff if it is that, you've been on it for a little while as well too. So it can't hurt there either. So I'm probably Switzerland now. I'm on the fence. So I love both of the shakes for different reasons, but this is a wonderful option, and they've definitely improved the taste on these ones as well too, which is great.
Awesome. Okay, and we've really covered off the cleanse for life with cleanse days. Maybe this would be a really good point for an athlete as to why cleansing either 1 or 2 days is powerful for an athlete. Would be a great thing to just throw in here if you can.
Yeah, it's powerful, but it's also scary, Heather, isn't it? It's because so many athletes are trained to eat so consistently. All of a sudden we're suggesting that they have to go without food for whether it's a day or sometimes up to a couple of days. So having a product like this is going to be a really great thing to be able to utilize, obviously to help them through that cleanse, but more importantly, why athletes need to cleanse, because these guys and girls are the ones working super hard, eating more food, so they're generally consuming a lot more impurities, they're breathing a lot more, so they're taking a lot more in from the atmosphere as well too. So their need to cleanse becomes a lot higher, given that their output and how much they're actually then also having to take in is going to be a lot higher than most people. So where we can see the benefits of cleansing with the general population, we can absolutely see wonderful benefits with people that are super active by giving the body and the digestive system particularly a rest. It's like cleaning the palate and getting the body a chance to start again, resetting. And then, of course, putting some really great food back in, because the body's going to be a sponge at this point, and then start the process of getting back and training and doing some wonderful things, having gone and cleansed all those impurities from the body and reset the metabolism. So I think those that haven't done it yet, that are athletes or that are thinking about doing it, I get it. It can be quite scary, but you only need to do it once, I feel, and really feel the benefits afterwards if you're doing it properly, to note that it is something very natural. I didn't ever feel that at any point when I was cleansing it felt natural until afterwards. It felt like something that I really needed to do a long time ago. So I would suggest that that's something that really going into a cleanse, just something to give a bit of food for thought. And don't think about food.
Absolutely. And And there's so much, don't talk about food or think about food during that day. And, there's absolutely some brilliant research that you can be looking at on Isagenix Health, and also a number of podcasts that you can listen to. So I really recommend those as reinforcement to help you understand the science behind cleansing. So the other thing is that when I think of stress, Lochi, I think of things that happen in my life, like something that happened today when I backed into a little scooter that was parked behind my car that I couldn't see, and your stress levels go through the roof. So that's what I think about stress, whereas as an athlete, there's a whole lot of other reasons that your body gets stressed. And so can you explain how Ionics works for an athlete?
Yeah, well, so sort of mentioned before there with athletes, obviously they're pounding their body a lot more than the general population. So the stressors on their body that are going to be caused by the intensity and the throes of recovery are going to be a lot higher. So something like Ionics is definitely going to help with that recovery process, by both physically and psychologically, to help them through, because it can be quite a challenging period for a lot of athletes, as you can imagine. Early starts, late finishes, intense training, and which they need absolute focus for, and it will actually then adapt itself to enhance the focus during a workout as well too. So these are things that are all really important for athletes, that they can benefit from Ionics.
Awesome. And same with our little baby e-shot. And I think you made a comment when we were together the other day about e-shots, and that the relevance of an e-shot to someone who is maybe used to using other type of energy shots, in regards that they might not give you this amazing boost. For me, they're just what I need, but for someone who's been trying other types of energy shots, it might not have the same effect.
Yeah, well, we've got about 80 milligrams of caffeine an ounce. To give you an example, some of the ones that are on the market have up to 400 milligrams. So there's a big difference there. So I never promote this as the best energy boost that you'll ever have for people that are going, because that's the way that a lot of people do it. And they're chucking these at people that have probably had, something 5 times as strong. And they say, well, that did nothing for me, but this is a light concoction that's not going to send you up and then bring you crashing down like a lot of the other products will do. And yeah, look, it's a nice little boost, but I do maintain, look, if you stop feeling anything from your e-shot, the next thing that you don't want to do is have another e-shot, which then leads you to another e-shot. The idea of it is that it gives you benefit, because you take it when you really need it, to give you a little bit of extra focus, a little bit of extra energy. That's why I sort of suggest people don't use it before every workout, but instead, the day that you really don't want to work out, that's the day that you need to do the e-shot. So it's the day to really want to jump in there and do that session.
Awesome. So Isoline Pro, we've only just got 2 more things just to cover off, the Isoline Pro and also the Amped range. So I might just jump straight to this slide because it's got them all on there. So if you could just sort of encapsulate how you see this Amped range working, and why you would recommend Isoline Pro over an Isoline Shake.
Yeah, look, the one thing that I'm always very wary of is not recommending Isoline Pro right from the get-go just because a person's involved in activity. Yes, it has more protein, so it would be more of a specific formula that's going to be really great for people that are athletes or getting involved in very athletic type pursuits. But important to note that there's very few sports out there that athletes, or the people that are aiming to be able to improve in the gym, that they're not still going to be concerned about their weight. They still want to ensure that they're keeping low body fat percentage and get their eating consistency right to complement their supplement choices. So I still start with the Isoline for even athletes, and then evolve through into the Isoline Pro once we know what the person's consumption of calories is going to be like and how they're feeling, and etc. So I love the Isoline Pro, and that's the one that I take religiously because it fits perfectly into my day and my daily prescription of calories. So it works really well. But I mean, we all started off on isoline, didn't we? We got wonderful results. We didn't have Isoline Pro back in the day. So it's important to kind of, I feel, really appreciate that next step that Isoline Pro does provide by giving you a little extra protein. That's a lot of protein for a little lady, for instance, to be able to power down. So it is still relevant for us to be able to start with the base and the foundation and evolve through onto that product and assess that and see how they go. Now, the Amped Power, its main basis is creatine. And as we know, the creatine is the most highly researched sports supplement available on the market, proven beyond doubt that it is a great supplement to improve those fast, high intense bouts of energy output that you carry out in the gym, or sort of hard, like those sort of really fast, hard out type activities like sports, netball, basketball, football, all those sorts of things. That's where creatine really is well utilized and really important. So we're really topping up that energy system that uses creatine as a primary source of energy for quick bursts of high intense activity, and so that we're going to have a little extra to be able to push ourselves just a little bit harder. And this is a wonderful formula that's readily absorbed by the body, goes to work really quickly, and I enjoy being able to utilize this product and cycle it in and cycle it out. And another thing with the athletes, you know, I get them on the base and the foundation products, and then I layer this in usually after about 4 weeks, so that bam, all of a sudden they can come to really appreciate how much it may actually really improve their performance alongside the other supplements as well, rather than sort of just pounding all the supplements on them all at once.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. So I think we've really covered up enough on the products, and now when you think, hey, but what about the results? So I've just got a few pics here of some of your people that you've worked with and who've been, you know, used the products and got great results. So if you'd like to just talk us through these, that would be amazing.
Yes, these are very athletic girls, of course. This is not everybody's cup of tea, but certainly these girls have transformed their bodies magnificently. We're looking at Stacey on the left-hand side here. She's certainly done a wonderful job of taking her body from a higher body fat percentage, not just losing weight, but also gaining some wonderful solid muscle in the process of losing that body fat. She looks magnificent in that photo there. And I believe that Stacey looks even better now. So she's continued to train right through that. She's looking fantastic. And Katrina Wood, of course. So Katrina has 2 pro cards in 2 different divisions, and keeps getting better every comp. We've often said, you know, she involves different areas of her body. She's a wonderful champion that works through different injuries, different challenges that inevitably arise, but she's been so consistent for the last few years and really done so well in the competitions that she's been in. So we're really proud of her. She's done amazing things. These girls are both very adamant Isogenics users.
Awesome. Yes, I know Katrina well, so absolutely. She's a beautiful ambassador for Isogenics products. Okay, so here we have a very different story with these 2 guys. So tell us a little bit about these transformations.
So here we've got both Anthony and Cole, big boys that obviously have had a wonderful transformation here. Some great consistent nutrition and some really solid training as well too for both of them, to not just again reduce their size, but I feel that they look fit. They look like they could chase you down. You know, they've got that sort of a transformation afoot, that they look quite healthy and athletic. So for me, they're the transformations that I really enjoy seeing.
Absolutely. And these girls, I should say.
Yeah, Beth's on the left-hand side here. Worked with Besta for quite a long time. She's quite an amazing lady who went from no exercise and no sort of athletic background through to, you know, getting a ripping set of abs there, which is quite amazing. And Perry on our right-hand side here, she's just recently got into the finals of the Iso Body Challenge. And again, she keeps kicking goals here and improving her body each time. So she's brilliant. She's done a number of different Iso Body challenges. Yeah, I'm always really proud of her achievements. She's been so consistent, so great.
Fantastic. And lastly, these guys.
the Tim up on the left-hand side here, Dr. Tim, he, as you can see, the muscle building potential here in this period of 16 weeks is crazy. You know, we often call muscle building the slowest growing garden in the world. And to be able to build that amount of muscle, as you can see here, in that 16 weeks is quite phenomenal. So he's done really well there. And Dave on the right-hand side here, there's some amazing weight loss, but again, looks very athletic, but his posture has improved as well, which is just incredible. So you can imagine the difference that makes to you every day. Quite amazing.
Absolutely. I love that posture shot. That really shows that. That's more important than anything, because you feel so good. Okay, so away from the pics and to the group that we have on. So, I think, Lochi, as always, you very eloquently explained how this program works. We've gone from product to now real live examples. And, we know that although in those pictures you can't actually see the performance of those people, that you work with a lot of people who, achieve great goals in their performance too. And you mentioned just before the IsaBody challenge. So for you, working for a 16-week period for someone, does that work well? And maybe just to wrap up, that would be a good place for us to finish as to, why and how that 16 weeks works so well for you.
Yeah, look, I feel that 16 weeks is a great period of time to be able to build some wonderful habits and get some fantastic visual results. It's, as personal trainers, we often say that we live our life in 12-week blocks or 16-week blocks, because we put our clients on either one of 12, 16-week challenges. And one of the most important things when you're setting your programming up for a 16-week program is to have a goal within that program. And I believe it's important to have maybe a week's break after that and have some downtime and enjoy yourself and whatnot, and then set yourself up for another one. The reason being is because each time you do another 16 weeks, you have a different goal. It might be to be really consistent with your eating, to get along to at least 3 sessions a week. You could train and you could really prove to yourself that you could do it. So I feel that there's a lot more than just the physical that you gain from a program like the IsaBody challenge, because you've got this wonderful culture, we've got products that work, some incredible transformations. But for me, the most important thing, how I might wrap up, is that I feel that one of the most exciting things about the transformations that we see within Isagenix is that they keep getting better. And it's so disappointing as a PT sometimes, where we set people up with these wonderful transformations and they can have almost this flash in the pan moment where they look amazing. And we're so proud of them, and we put them up on a pedestal, and unfortunately they come crashing down when they kind of sink back into poor habits, or their body starts to plateau, and they really don't find an easy way out, because we've got such a diverse program. You can take a person from weight loss, transition them into sports and performance, and have a very different goal that's going to help them to shock their body and to maintain some really great results, or even further results continuously forever. So for me, that's probably one of the most exciting things being connected with Isagenix is, we see wonderful transformations. Katrina, 5 years down the track, looks better every single year. Claudia, with her last 3 IsaBody challenges, you see significant improvement every single 16 weeks. And it's almost like you've got to kind of forget what you've achieved thus far and kind of go into this new plan and go, right, I know I've done some great things, but here's my time to shine, because it's me versus me. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. And that's really what the IsaBody challenge is all about, is being able to create the best version of yourself and keep yourself accountable to a block of time, bloody great result.
Thank you. What a great way to summarize up. And I think this has been one of the most succinct and clear calls of everything that people need to know about this product. particularly from that energy and performance area, Lochi. It's been absolutely brilliant. I love those who have access to the chat, just to throw a couple of things in the chat that you've learnt and you've been able to take on board as a result of this call, and I'm sure pass on to other people and tell other people about this. And this call will be published, so you'll be able to access it and send it to people. So yeah, share a bit of love in the chat, and let's call it a wrap. I just want to do a big shout out to you, Lochi, because you know, you're a very busy guy and you have a lot that you're doing, and a lot of people that you work with, and you're, you know, totally always so generous with your time. So yeah, a big thank you to you for doing this call, and yeah, it's just been brilliant, and I could listen to you for hours. So thank you.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you everybody for being on. Okay, and there's lots of messages coming through here in the chat, so good on you, Lochi. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.